actual good holiday events such as Christmas and New Year's. In such stark contrast to how Infinite Magic Raid has done their events, I just want to highlight this because I think this is actually pretty encouraging because Raid Shadow Legends has a pretty bad Christmas event. Also, Infinite Magic Raid had a very controversial Christmas event, but I think Eternal Evolution is one of the few games that actually has a really good Christmas event, and I think that's awesome. Not only having a good one there, but then the New Year's one is amazing too, especially compared to IMR. Before we get into this, I do want to say if you want to try this game out, there's a link down in the description. I do also want to say that that is an affiliate link. It does help me out financially. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the video here. So what was so cool about it is based on where you're at in the game, it just seemed very inclusive. It didn't seem to exclude any players based on how good they are or how far advanced they are in game. You have the server system just like Infinite Magic Raid, but how the system worked is it was fun new game modes for it that were leaderboard based. So it just depended on how much damage you were able to do. They had daily rewards based on just participating. Yeah, that would get rewards. The rewards that you got were actually awesome, whether it be the snowflakes, whether it be like just pretty much all the currencies that you were getting are like really valuable currencies in this game, and they gave out a ton, like a shockingly high amount of every currency you would want in the game, especially these mythic runes. They gave so many of these. These are normally something that are super valuable, that are incredibly expensive. I gave out a ton of these during the event. Also, these right here, these are pretty rare, nothing too crazy, but also at the same time, these are pretty valuable to even get to the point where you can use these, but they gave out a ton of this. I went from one character at level 26, that's for the exclusive weapon here. She was the only character I had at 26, and then she's at 30. Mizrani's also almost 30. He was 20 before this event. So like that alone, absolutely nuts. And then they gave out a ton of polls. They had a new character. In a nutshell, why I think it was good is because it just didn't feel like it excluded 90% of the player base. It seemed like every single person, regardless if you just started playing the game or if you're a massive whale that has been playing since day one, every single person felt like they were getting something out of it. And I think that was what was so cool about that event. I felt like with IMR specifically, really catered towards people that had really advanced accounts, and it felt really discouraging in a Christmas celebration style event to have that kind of hard content. Normally, I'm all for challenging hard content, but in a celebration sense that what Christmas is, I thought it really missed the mark. Also, I think what was cool too is the game modes were replayable and you didn't have to worry about attempts. You could just do them over and over again and try to beat your high score. And they weren't lame game modes that you didn't really want to play. They were like a chore to play. They were actually pretty fun. Like they weren't too crazy. I think there's other parts of the game that were significantly more fun. Like for example, them also releasing Twilight Lands at the same time. At least on my server, this is the first time my servers had it. It was like the day the Christmas event went live. Twilight Lands also went live too. And so this has been a really cool game mode as well. But at least they put some effort in. And for something that is just going to be there for, I believe, the 7 days, I thought they did a really good job for that. Not only did they go above and beyond for that event, what they did here is for the New Year's event, this is some of the best stuff they do. And I believe, try to understand how they normally do their release structure, or what is considered a good event, what's considered a bad event. I would say the double chips are probably their best event. Pull for a character, like let's say I pulled for Daniel here. And then this currency is what you can use to buy, whether it be one of these guys. Here, the 80, this is going to be by far the best value. But normally it's 1 for 1. But in this situation, it is 1 for 2. So you get 2 of these pity currencies as it goes through. So this is one of the best times they're giving this, but they're giving it with a good character. I think it's really cool that they're following up a really good event with another really good event. Like they're not trying to skimp on you. It's like, okay, we did our Christmas event. Now here's our worst event. We don't really care. And then they also have this Galactic Bounty, which is one of their best ones too. You get a guaranteed triple S. And in this case, it's this person here, Azina. I wonder if this is different based on each server. I'm not sure about that. I know this is the third one. I believe Mazarani was one, Kree was one, and then she was one. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but there's definitely been a few of these before, at least on my server. I'm on server 33 to give you an idea, so I'm a little bit behind most content creators. I just think this is really encouraging, and I want to highlight something actually good for once in one of these games. At the end of the day, when it comes to these games, they're games as a service, and what's good and what's bad is a very fluctuating slope here. So at least at the time of recording, this game I think has been doing really good for the player base and what it's actually giving to players. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and with that, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.